Okay, so in order to inflate the balloons, they start by putting two big fans in front of it. They have the basket on the side, and those two big fans start blowing air inside the balloon and filling it up with air and making it get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's really cool to watch. And it starts to get completely full. As soon as it's completely full, then they start to use the flames in order to put the hot air into the balloon. And with the basket turned on its side, they start shooting those flames inside the balloon. And there it goes. And as soon as those flames get shot inside the balloon starts to rise up. That hot air starts to make the balloon rise up really fast. And as soon as it goes up, as soon as it goes vertical, they need weight inside the basket. And they start yelling for everybody, come on, come on, get in the basket. We need people in there. We need weight in the basket. And so everybody has to climb in, get in place, and everybody's ready to go. And as soon as everything's ready to go, with one big burst of flame, it sends it up. It's really amazing to watch. It was really remarkable how fast it wants to go up. And with that one big burst of flame, there it goes. And off they go. It was really amazing to watch. Just beautiful. And they went immediately really, really high. Just fascinating.
Here the third one, we had one more plume come up. This video, my sister she up to the plume and then she made the video from that. It looked from the plume and look down to the ground. It's so beautiful. It's plum when go back to the river. What kind of river is that, Jim?
We had an enormous snowpack,
Rio
northern New Mexico, southern
River.
Colorado. The
Rio
water was all
River.
around in trees.
In
We
Albuquerque.
had people in canoes and kayaks
It looks so beautiful.
tubes. It was so deep they had people drowning.
Oh no.
It's just, here we're never around water, so we don't know what to do.
we gotta get in there.
This is how you see Albuquerque from the plum. You can see all the city.
Graduated from high school in
Amazing.
1982. We got married.
Very nice.
42 years later, we're still going strong.
Very nice.
Green ones are Russian olive trees. Do not reach out and grab them. Yeah, it's huge thorns.
Okay, now they go. So we follow them.
Yeah, there they are. Well, we drive to get them.
Too far in front.
We're on the move. We change again. We're on the move. We drive through the desert. I'm gonna have to wash my mom's car. Wow, look at the road. Oh, you can see the balloon right there. Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness. Whoa, pulling back in. Tell they're coming down in the field right here.
Yeah. Okay, see.
Wow. Oh, you can see where they stop. You can film where they stop. Oh my God. She did that just to make us have fun. Wow, they come down fast. All of you got back. We go back. Yeah,
Look like they come to me. Look like they come to me.
The wind pushes it out.
you showed us a good time. We were saying she's doing this on purpose.
Well, I wasn't sure which end of this field
I
was
know,
going.
right?
And usually at the end we try to separate the truck and the van.
That's great. Yeah, that was a good time. We were having a good time. Sarah, look at me.
How are you, Sarah?
Look at me.
I'm alive.
Picture.
We are back.
And Isabel.
Close together.
Lovely and
Together.
talented Isabel. Hey guys, couple of things today. The history of ballooning. Now, I'm gonna stand on this side so you guys aren't looking into the sun. So I'm gonna take you back to the year 1783. Girls, that's a long time ago. Paris, France. Two rich boys and their last name was Montgolfier. Joseph and his brother Etienne. And these boys dreamed of being able to fly with the birds. Luckily for them, Daddy was a rich man. And because Daddy had money, the boys didn't have to work. They spent a lot of time on the Parisian cafes watching the ladies walk by. Big skirts on the women back in that era. One day they're watching the ladies walk by when they saw their daddy's employees burning off the trash in his paper mill. That smoke and ash billowed up into the sky. They thought it was magical. They thought if we can capture that magical smoke and ash, we could fly. Looking at the ladies' skirts, they said, that's our design. Big dome. Except those skirts back then were heavy. Couldn't use them. So I had to take their wives' silk petticoats, sewed them into a big dome, built this big smoky fire, held that silk over the top, it filled up full of smoke and ash, and they let it go. Way, way up in the sky. High fives all around. Oh, that's a COVID high five. They didn't realize it wasn't the smoke and ash that gave them the lift, it was the heat. They'd figure out that later. Now, they needed somebody to pay for this project. Girls, have you ever wanted to go somewhere, do something, buy something, Mom says I ain't paying for that? Well, the Montgolfier boys had the same problem. Daddy says, I am not paying for 5,000 yards of fine silk for your little project. He said, you want money like that, you gotta go to the king, King Louis the 16th of France. Not a nice man. But King Louis listened to their proposal, promptly said he would fund their death. They'll be famous, right? First men to fly. King Louis explained that everyone who tried to fly before them died trying. He said, you waste my money, you die trying. They said, you're on. They got the convicts from the prison. Prisoner starts sewing this beautiful silk together. Little tiny fine stitches to keep that smoke and ash in there. They got close to completion when one of the brothers freaked out. Etienne, totally freaked out. He tells his brother Joseph, he goes, dude. Sure, he called him dude in French though. Les dude, we got to do a test flight. If we get up above where the birds fly, there's no air. We're gonna die. He's right. The higher you go, less oxygen. Okay, remember that. You'll need it as part of the test. Except we're talking two brothers, Paris, France, in the year 1783. How do you know? He said if there was air up there, the birds would fly away to the heavens. Logic. So they decided to do a test flight using a convict from the prison. Somebody's never getting out of prison anyway, right? He lives, you put him back behind bars, he dies, oh well. The king saved that man's life, and not for the reasons you're thinking. King Louis was afraid that if this test flight worked using a prisoner, this new ability to fly would be forever known after murders and thieves, and he wouldn't hear of it. Too much invested. King Louis ordered that they use common barnyard animals for their test flight. His theory, they breathe the same air we do. Long before PETA. First flight in a balloon. Had a rooster, had a duck, had a sheep. They tied them onto this board, filled this beautiful thing with smoke and ash, and cut it loose. History books will show us that flight lasted just over 9 minutes. Straight up till it cooled down and straight down for landing. Now think about that. Trail of smoke. Animal noises. The crew had no problems chasing that thing down. They caught it as it came into land. All the animals were alive and they were unharmed, so they cut them loose until dinner. Now King Louis heard about this test flight. He's excited. Again, this is going to be a big show. Historical event, first men to fly. And because of that, the king didn't want commoners associated with this big event. So King Louis appointed a man of nobility to fly the first human passengers in a hot air balloon. That man's name, Pilatre de Rosière. Now Pilatre is where we get the name pilot from. November 21st, 1783, Pilatre de Rosière took human passengers from Versailles, France, flew over Paris, landed out in the countryside. Anybody who was anybody was at that first flight. Marie Antoinette, King Louis of France, the American ambassador to France, Benjamin Franklin was there. Who wasn't invited? I knew he was going to say the peasants, the workers. I didn't know there was a balloon thing happening that day. So stop and think about it. Year 1783, imagine you're out having your breakfast, you're working in your field, whatever. You look up in the sky and see this beautiful ornate thing, smoke and ash rolling out and men hanging there. They thought it was a devil or a dragon. What do you do with a dragon?
Shoot it down.
Don't say train it or fly it, because that's the wrong movie. You slay that dragon. First balloon was destroyed by the peasants. Let's not forget that's the king's balloon. Hey, King, all in your honor, all in the name of France. King Louis was so pleased that it worked. He said, we're going to build more balloons, bigger, better, more ornate. But King Louis said, before you fly again, take my wine. These peasants don't get fine champagne. They never get to share the king's wine. He said, you come into land. Hang that bottle over the side of the basket so they can see the king's seal. Tell them you're Frenchmen and that you're going to share the king's wine. Maybe they won't destroy the balloon. It worked. It also appeased the landowners so they could get their balloons out of their property. For that reason, we carry champagne for our ceremonies today. Now, you know in that part of the world that if the French are doing something like building and flying beautiful balloons, and the Germans are going to do it, and the English and the Swiss, theirs would be really perfect though. Pretty soon, all the way down through Europe, everybody was drinking and flying.
You need to drink. Fly, then drink.
Oh yeah, safety. And drinking some more when the Irish heard about this gig where you could drink first thing in the morning and fly, and they wanted to be a part of that. Now their local priest put a stop to it and said they had to be in church with everyone else. Being good Irishmen, they made a deal with the priest. We come up with our own service and our own prayer. Will you let us fly? And the priest thought that was fair. Folks, we consider this our service. The Irish balloonist prayer goes like this. The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with its warm hands. You have flown so high and so well that God has joined you in your laughter and sent you gently back into the loving arms of Mother Earth. Cheers.
Cheers.